Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Kieran Mack, as always, and delighted you've been able to tune in yet again for another show. Now, before we do get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next podcast is available on the platform. Now, if you want to support the show like so many other people have, it's easy to do so. Just hit the join button down below and become a channel member. So now that's all done and dusted, let's jump into the top stories trending here in Thailand today. Was Thaksin Shinawatra really ill, or was something more sinister at play during his recent hospital stay? A former Democratic MP has demanded an investigation into a reported meeting between Thaksin Shinawatra and a former national police chief at the Police General Hospital. Thepthai Senapuang revealed that retired Police General Srettha informed at least two media outlets about his visit to Thaksin, who was receiving treatment on the 14th floor of the Police General Hospital during his incarceration. Now, Srettha claims that during the visit, Thaksin asked him to withdraw his petition to the National Anti-Corruption Commission against Prime Minister Srettha. The petition alleges abuse of power in the appointment of Police General Torsak Sukvamal as the new National Police Chief. Now, Srettha reportedly told Thaksin that the case was already with the NACC, but Thaksin insisted he could handle the issue with the commission. Now, Srettha also mentioned the former Prime Minister, Yingluck Shinawatra, also called him with the same request, echoing her brother's plea. Based on these accounts, Thepthai claimed that Thaksin's illness, which led to his transfer from a corrections department hospital to the Police General Hospital, might have been exaggerated. Thepthai suggested that this incident indicates Thaksin and Yingluck are still influential figures behind the current government, effectively controlling it. Thepthai further criticized Prime Minister Thaksin, describing him as merely an employee of a company controlled by the Shinawatra family. Now, amid growing controversy, PM Srettha clarified that the decision to transfer a substantial portion of Tap Lan National Park to settlers was made by the actual previous administration. Prime Minister Srettha stated that the decision to transfer 42,400 hectares in Tap Lan National Park to settlers was made by the former government. He emphasized that he cannot comment further on this contentious issue, as it was decided under the previous administration led by Deputy Prime Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan, who chaired the National Land Policy Commission. The decision dates back to March 14th resolution by the Prayut Chan-o-cha cabinet, who endorsed the NLPC's proposal to allocate the land to settlers, many of whom are resort operators allegedly occupying most of the disputed area. Srettha assured that the National Resource and Environmental Ministry will adhere to the law in managing the situation, highlighting the importance of considering public opinion. A public hearing held last week in Nakhon Ratchasima showed that most settlers supported the proposal, well, as they would, of course. However, opposition to the proposal has sparked the Save Tap Lan campaign, which is gaining significant support and actively collecting signatures. The battle over cannabis in Thailand has reignited, with pro-cannabis advocates rallying against the recent reclassification of cannabis and hemp as narcotics. The Committee for the Control of Narcotics Drugs decision on July 5, 2024 to reclassify hemp and cannabis as narcotics has intensified the conflict between anti-cannabis and pro-cannabis groups. Pro-cannabis advocates are pushing for a Cannabis Act to oppose this reclassification, which reverses the decriminalization from June 9th of 2022. On July 8, about 100 members of the Cannabis Future Network, led by Secretary General Pratisai Nunuan, marched to Government House to submit a proposal. They called for cannabis to be regulated under a special law and proposed a joint committee to research cannabis in 4 dimensions: health risk compared to cigarettes and alcohol, social harm, medical properties, and claims of psychiatric disorders and brain damage. Now, Pratisai emphasized the need for clear research to determine cannabis legal status and called for investigations into the influence of business groups and government officials on the reclassifying of the decision. Now, the director and secretary of the Hemp and Cannabis Industry Association stated that their 20-member companies with investments of over 5 billion baht opposed the reclassification. They argue that a cannabis law provides more business flexibility than a return to narcotic status. She highlighted the reclassification would damage investor confidence and in the industry's potential, especially given the difference between hemp, CPD, and cannabis, THC. The HCIA calls for government dialogue and clear policies to avoid past uncertainties that led to significant losses for entrepreneurs. Now, while the government promotes cannabis for health and hemp for businesses, restrictive laws hinder the private sector. The HCIA warns that reclassifying cannabis as a narcotic will exacerbate these issues, threatening the industry's survival despite its global market potential. So this story, of course, is back in the news because basically they've decided they're going to decriminalize cannabis or recriminalize cannabis yet again. And basically, these are the people who have vested interest, of course, owners of shops, owners of different growing facilities. One of the interesting things that I heard, and it just shows what a tobacco was made of this whole issue and how ridiculous the decriminalization was. I was listening to Anutan Sharavakul, who's the current Ministry of the Interior, but he was the Minister of Health who decriminalized cannabis here in Thailand. He was the one responsible. He's the one who pushed for it. And he actually said that he agreed with it for medical purposes and research and stuff like that, but he actually disagreed that it should be recreational, which makes me wonder, if you had no intention for it to become recreational, why didn't you put together proper laws before you decriminalized it? And that is my whole point. The guy who was actually instrumental in this becoming legal has come out and said that, well, he didn't want it for recreational purposes. But so why didn't you do that? Why couldn't you have the competency? Because this goes down to the last government. I think they were very incompetent about things. But why couldn't you put together rules, laws, regulations surrounding it? But you didn't do that. And now exactly what's going on is a repercussion. It's because of what they did then that we have what we have now. I think if there had been laws and strict laws of use where you could smoke it, how you could use it, and all this was put together at the very beginning, we wouldn't be in this situation now. And that's my honest opinion. Now we're in a situation where a lot of the country wants it, recriminalized. Some people want to decriminalize. And of course, the people who want to decriminalize are people with vested interest, of course. And we're left with this huge mess where nobody is really going to come out as a winner. But I hope the government can come to some kind of common sense on this. I wonder, though, with these groups that are petitioning and protesting outside Government House, if you said to them, well, we're going to leave it as legal, but we will not allow recreational use anymore. Would they be okay with that? Or do they want it as what everybody sees it as, a recreational drug being used in Thailand openly and freely? I'd love to know what you think about all this down below in the comment section. A relaxing holiday turned nightmarish for an Indian tourist in Phuket after a violent knife attack by an unidentified assailant. Police in Patong are searching for a Thai man who attacked Indian tourist Anish Kumar, 37, with a knife on Sunday night. The incident occurred around 11:10 p.m., leaving Mr. Anish with a small scalp wound. Now, Mr. Anish, his wife, and a friend had just returned to their hotel. As Mr. Anish approached his room on the 4th floor, he encountered an unidentified man smoking in the hallway. The man blew smoke in Mr. Anish's face, but Mr. Anish, unable to speak English, simply gave him a stern look. After walking a few meters past Mr. Anish, the man turned around, kicked him in the face, and then attempted to stab him with a knife less than 15 centimeters long. Mr. Anish quickly defended himself, resulting in a cut on his scalp. The assailant fled behind the hotel after Miss Anish's friend intervened and informed hotel staff, who then called the police. Rescue workers provided first aid, and Mr. Anish filed a formal report at the Patong police station. Authorities are now actively searching for the attacker. And finally, a Russian man's elaborate scheme to exchange counterfeit euros in Pattaya unraveled when immigration police caught him red-handed. On July 8, Chonburi immigration officers arrested 29-year-old Russian suspect Mr. Kazanov in a hotel room in Soi Prat Tamnak in South Pattaya. They seized 140 counterfeit 50-euro notes, totaling 7,000 euros, nearly 280,000 baht. The arrest followed a tip from a currency exchange booth about a foreigner tricking a Thai national into exchanging counterfeit euros worth 20,000 baht. The exchange was initially successful. Police Colonel Natapong, Superintendent of Chonburi Immigration, revealed that Mr. Kasanoff arrived in Thailand on May 29th and was scheduled to leave on July 9th. He claimed the counterfeit notes came from a friend in Turkey who had previously exchanged fake euros in Thailand worth over 400,000 baht. Mr. Kasanoff admitted asking the Turkish friend to bring 7,000 euros in fake notes to use in Thailand, intending to share the proceeds. After failing to exchange the money at a bank, he tricked a Thai man named Tom into exchanging them. Tom, 41, said the Russian man asked him to exchange the money to pay for his hotel bill, unaware that the notes were counterfeit. When I exchanged the money, I got about 20,000 baht and gave it to the Russian. Then the exchange booth staff questioned me. I came to prove my innocence to the police, Tom said, warning others to be cautious of foreigners behaving similarly. Mr. Kasanoff faces charges under Section 240 of the Criminal Code for counterfeiting money and Section 241 for possessing counterfeit items for distribution. Additionally, he had overstayed his visa and had been handed over to immigration officials for further legal proceedings. So as we conclude today's episode, I want to invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. The show isn't just about delivering news, it's about fostering a conversation. Your insights and perspective matter to me. So keep the dialogue alive, like this video, subscribe to our channel and share it with others. Your support means the world to us. I'm Kieran Mack. You've been tuning into the Thai Expat Daily Show. Until next time, take care and stay engaged.